I'm Anthony Nicholson. I'm a senior producer on Borderlands 3.
So Anthony, talk about what you're showing here with Borderlands 3.
So what you guys got to get your hands on was one of the sections of our Promethea planet, right? You're in the Meridian Metroplex. You start in the outskirts, and you're helping Lorelei kind of get to the base and reach her operative, which you end up finding out is one of the fan favorites, Zero.
This is interesting. You guys announced this on your press conference about space travel. You can now travel to different systems in Borderlands 3.
That's right.
Talk a little about that, and like how your new base is now the Sanctuary 3.
Yeah, so also you got to see Sanctuary 3, and it's in all of its glory. So now it's our hub, and it's also our conduit to be able to go to each of these different systems. Being able to leave Pandora for the first time is amazing. You know, it feels really good. Going off to different, this allows us to go to completely different zones and different areas, much like the cityscape that you guys got to see today. Looks very different than Pandora. And then other things that you've seen through the trailers that we'll be talking about down the road.
Can you talk about what your team has learned from past Borderlands games 2 and the pre-sequel that you've applied and improved upon in Borderlands 3, like some systems perhaps?
So one of the things about, you know, one of our main responsibilities and one of the loves and cares that we have at Gearbox is really taking what we know and looking ourselves in the mirror and building on that. So we know that Borderlands has a strong gameplay loop with fans. We know that people love the game for what the game is. So we took those things that we knew were good and expanded on those.
You guys also talk about you added a new element to the game as well.
We did. So we have radiation now. So that's something that it has replaced slag. We don't have slag in the game anymore. So what it'll do is you can apply this damage over time, and then if an enemy happens to die from the radiation, then they will explode, and any other enemies that are in the area of effect will catch that radiation.
So you guys also talk about some of the improvements you've made to co-op, to drop in and drop out co-op.
Yeah, so one of the things that you guys got to see today was what we call loot instancing. So at any time during the game, no matter what level you are, you can jump in with a friend and be able to play on the same level as them, seeing the same types of, or having a fair shot, as I say. So if you're level 20 and I'm level 2, then you'll see gear and loot and enemies that are tailored towards your level, and I'll see those things tailored toward my level. So it doesn't matter that you've been playing much longer than me, we can both enjoy the game still together.
The one thing I love about villains in games is when they have like an appendage gone or an eyeball missing. One of the Calypso twins has his right arm replaced with a mechanical arm. Will we
Correct.
see how he loses that arm in Borderlands 3?
We will have to wait and see. There's a good story with that.
So do talk about what's going on in Borderlands 3. How much time has passed since the second Borderlands?
So it's been 6 or 7 years, and since Borderlands 2, and we have come upon these Calypso twins, and what they're trying to do, we understand that their goal is to open as many vaults as they can across the galaxy, and we're trying to figure out exactly what that is and stop them from doing it, because they're just wreaking havoc as they go through trying to succeed at this task.
So one of the Calypso twins' powers is actually she absorbs the life force of things and can add them to her own. And that's one of the reasons she wants to open the vaults, is to absorb whatever's in there to make herself stronger.
Is that why?
That's what Randy said. I trust Randy.
I trust him too.
Was he not supposed to say that?
If that's what he said, then that's what it is.
That's what it is, yes. Correct. Can you talk about like how some of the new weapon types you're introducing in this game for the first time? You mentioned the new, radiation elemental damage.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've also seen some guns with legs.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's also we saw like a gun where you throw it and you bounce and other stuff like that.
Yeah. So and the last two that you talked about were the same manufacturer. That was just one of the permutations of having a TDR weapon. You throw it out. You have the guns with legs that just runs and shoots at enemies. Then the one that bounces that you kind of heard it say ow, ow, ow. And there's different variations of that. There's another one that we saw that you throw out, it MIRVs, and then those MIRVs are heat-seeking. There's so many more to show off that, we don't have the time to show you today. But we also got to look at the Atlas weapons, which one of their main characteristics is they will apply a tracking dart, and there are different variations of that same shot. That whenever it sticks to an enemy, whichever way you shoot for the next period of time with your regular bullets, they're smart bullets, so they'll automatically zoom to the target that is tracked. So it'll make it to where you can pop out, hit some enemies, and then go back behind your cover and shoot, and it'll curve the bullet, much like they said, like the Fifth Element gun.
I also saw a lot of guns that have alternate firing methods, and some of them are pretty extreme. I did see a pistol that shot like grenade launchers, but then you could switch it and they'd be sticky bombs.
That's right.
Or like a machine gun that would turn into a shotgun.
That's right.
You talk about some of your favorite guns in the game that have different firing methods?
Man, there are so many. It's crazy how many different guns that there are. I love the Jacobs pistols. There's a lot of different versions of the Jacobs pistols. But if we're talking about being able to change them, I really, really love the Vladov, that you can shoot and then you hit it and now you have a double barrel, and it's kind of like a mini Gatling gun, or a mini double Gatling gun, and there's many more permutations of that type of a gun too. So I really like chain guns, and we'll get to see a lot of different weapons that have different instances of those types of guns.